that sulfur layer. It looks like a cloud. It's at 90 feet, it goes 90 to about 110 feet. Then you go below that about 115 feet, 120 feet.
How about that line? The security line is actually a line. What is that? Oh, yeah, you get free chat.
We're down to Charlotte in just a very few minutes. Once we're airborne today, it's absolutely not perfect day to fly. It's a nice day, sure, but it has been sort of bumpy for about 2 weeks now, and it looks like today might be no exception. Not bad bumps, just enough to be irritating from time to time, and possibly a little bit too bumpy to do a service since our flight is completely full today. We'll keep you posted on that as we go along. The other hindrance we have is that this time of night there's not a lot of airplanes out there to give live reports, so we're kind of going on what our forecasting tools say. And they say that it'll be smooth for the first little while, and then the closer we get to Charlotte, the more likely it is to be bumpy. So we'll play it by ear and hopefully be able to get a service in. If we don't be mad at your flight attendants, that's my call. So, and the other thing is that if we only have a few minutes of smooth air, we won't have time to do the whole cabin because we are full. So anyway, bear with us and we'll do the best we can. The good news is it's only an hour flight down to Charlotte. We'll be flying today at 27,000 feet. Once we touch down at Charlotte's Douglas Airport, their current weather's in good shape. They're showing just a few scattered clouds, good visibility, and a drastic change on the temperature. It's 51 degrees down there. One important thing to keep in mind before we get started today is to please pay close attention to your flight attendant safety instructions. They'll be telling you some things you really do need to know about, so please listen up for that. Also, we will taxi out, and since we got snowed on last night, we'll have to do a de-icing. That'll take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that, and then we'll have you on your way. It's important to Solid American Airlines that you enjoy your flight today, so if any of us can do anything to make you more comfortable, please let us know. We'll be glad to help out in any way we can. For now, settle on in, make yourself at home. We will be underway shortly. Thank you again for flying with us today. Welcome on board.
For those customers sitting in an overwing exit seat, window shades must remain open for taxi, takeoff, and landing. If you haven't already fastened your seatbelt, insert the metal fitting into the buckle and pull the strap so it's tight across your hips. To open your seatbelt, lift the top of the buckle. Keep your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and just in case there's turbulence, please keep it on whenever you're in your seat. U.S. law requires compliance with lighted and posted signs and crew instructions. All flights are non-smoking, and this does include e-cigarettes. It's against the law to tamper with, disable, or destroy the lavatory smoke detectors. The safety card in your seat pocket explains the safety features of this aircraft, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. This aircraft has 2 exit doors in the front, 4 window exits over the wings, and 2 exit doors in the back. All exits have evacuation slides used in an emergency. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the aircraft. In a water evacuation, the exit door slides in the front and back of the aircraft to be detached and used as ramps. All exits are clearly marked with signs and opening instructions. If needed, exit path lighting in the aisle will illuminate either floor to guide you to an exit indicated by signs and lights. Keep in mind the closest exit may be behind you. In the event of an emergency, leave all belongings and proceed to the closest usable exit. If needed, oxygen masks will drop from an overhead compartment. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull the mask down to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and put the elastic band over your head. Pull the straps to tighten and breathe normally. Put on your mask before helping others. Oxygen is flowing even if the bag does not inflate. Your life vest is in a compartment under or next to your seat. Pull the strap to remove the life vest pouch. If equipped with an elastic harness, remove the harness before opening the pouch. Take the vest out as shown on the safety card and put it over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and tighten. Inflate your vest as you leave the aircraft by pulling down on the red tab or by blowing into the red tube. Never inflate the vest inside the aircraft, and all vests have a light that turns on automatically in the water. If necessary, an infant life vest will be distributed by a flight attendant and the safety card shows how to use it. As a friendly reminder, smoking of any kind is prohibited at any point during this flight, and that does include vaping devices and e-cigarettes. Also, these devices may never be plugged into any power source including USB ports and AC outlets. Also, if you plan on listening to any music, movies, or watching any shows on your device, please do so with headphones or set your volume to mute. As the captain said earlier, we will be pulling off and getting de-iced. That will take about 10 minutes. We do ask that all passengers please remain seated at this time until we take off and he turns the seatbelt sign off. Once again, good morning, welcome aboard.
Only 1 week. Yeah, because we're state testing, so I don't want to leave for too long.
So you're a teacher?
I'm an instructional assistant, but I help proctor with the teacher. Thankfully, this year we have another assistant. Last year was just me and her. This year we have another assistant, so I didn't feel too bad.
Right.
But I was like, I learned this. That's right.
You don't get it back.
Yes.
Right.
And I've been very homesick, and my grandma she was like, come here. She like gave it us. And I couldn't say
Grandmas do that. You need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have to rent some plans?
No. In this situation, because the only thing we're doing for the month of February and half of March is testing, then yeah, I didn't have to leave anything.
Okay.
But if I would have left any other time before or after testing, just a little like summary, because I have my own individual groups. And then the other assistant has her own individual groups. The teacher has groups that are a lot bigger just because she's a teacher. So then I would just leave everything in their little folders. Write down, just follow what's in the folder.
Right.
But because we're testing them, yeah. I took some of my kids yesterday because I didn't get to see them all because we're only pulling a few a day. Then I was going to be nice and off this week. And they were like, but bring me something.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're so funny. Because we didn't have an ESL department prior. So the year that I started at the school was the first year of the ESL department.
past the hour. Trying to make up some of the time, but we had a pretty stiff headwind. So we should get you pretty close to our scheduled arrive time. And we'll be going to Charlie 5. Weather in Charlotte, gusty winds out of the north, partly cloudy, a temperature of 45 degrees. Thanks for flying with us today.
There's a map on the house. I can't use it right now, but
You know, lots of times people, see someone and their family visiting somebody. And so then for them to see me, I'm hoping that now when they
welcome to Charlotte. Just about on time. We'll have you to the gate in just a few more minutes. It does not look like there's much of a traffic jam here today. Through superior pilot technique, I was able to miss almost every bump between here and Columbus, Ohio. I never thought I'd be apologizing for a smooth ride, but our airline has got a fairly new software system that forecasts turbulence, and apparently it is not worth whatever the company paid for it. In any case, it was saying that it was going to be bumpy the whole way down. So that's a long way of saying I apologize for the lack of a service today. Again, that was my call, not the flight attendants, and I just thought it was going to be bumpy. So we'll make it up to you next time, and we'll have you to the gate in just a couple of minutes. Thank you again for flying with us. Have a wonderful weekend.
I found out I have elbows. My elbows were aching, and I'm like, yeah, but it was mainly like up and down office step stools and up and down stairs because they had a cellar and a second floor. She's in Columbus. It's called Charlie. It's about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Nice little town. She used to work in Columbus. She moved away and then moved back. Her husband's from Ohio. And again, his mom and stepdad aren't doing well health-wise, so they moved back.
Well, they always say there's always an opposite when.
No, that is true.
When is like rules and now about 7 minutes to get where I need to go. that's so funny.
Last and final boarding call, 4 Fort Lauderdale, last call.
Hours, 51 minutes from takeoff to landing. We'll be cruising altitude of 26,000 feet. Currently the weather in the San Antonio area, gusty winds out of the north, overcast skies, and a temperature of 41 degrees. We are expecting light turbulence for the majority of the flight going out to San Antonio. We'll do our best to keep the seatbelt sign off as much as possible, but we do expect the seatbelt sign being on for the majority of the flight. We do ask that when the seatbelt sign is on, you do remain in your seats with your seatbelt securely fastened. Welcome aboard.
To your American Airlines flight on its way to one of our many destinations across the globe. Made possible by our dedicated team members who all do it for one reason. You. That's why your safety and well-being are so important to us. Let's go through some in-flight instructions so we can get you safely on your way. First, make sure your seat is upright. All larger electronic devices are put away and your tray table is stowed. Seat back device holders must be stowed for taxi, takeoff, and landing. If you have a carry-on, place it all the way under the seat in front of you. Larger carry-on luggage goes in the overhead bin. If you have small handheld devices, such as cell phones, tablets, and smartwatches, please switch them to airplane mode now. If your electronic device falls into your seat, please do not adjust your seat and contact a crew member for assistance. If you haven't already fastened your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap so it's tight across your hips. To open your seatbelt, lift the top of the buckle. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated in case of unexpected turbulence. It's against the law to tamper with, disable, or destroy the lavatory smoke detectors. Doing so may result in a fine. For safety reasons, e-cigarettes and vape devices may not be plugged into any power source while on board the airplane. The safety card in your seat pocket explains the safety features of this airplane, including the location and operation of exits and flotation devices. But of course, don't hesitate to ask our crew members questions. This airplane has 8 exit doors, 4 on each side of the aircraft. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All door exits have evacuation slides to use in the unlikely event of an emergency. When directed to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane. In a water evacuation, the exit door slides in the front and back of the airplane may be detached and used for flotation. All exits are clearly marked with signs and opening instructions. If needed, exit path lighting in the aisle will illuminate near the floor to guide you to an exit indicated by signs and lights. In the event of an emergency, leave all belongings and proceed to the closest usable exit. If needed, oxygen masks will drop from an overhead compartment. Remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull the mask down to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and put the elastic band over your head. Pull the straps to tighten and breathe normally. You should always put on your mask before helping others. Oxygen is flowing even if the bag does not inflate. Life vests are located under, next to, or between your seat. For help locating them, see your safety card. To remove the vest, pull the tab or compartment handle to break the seal. If equipped with an elastic harness, remove the harness before opening the pouch. Take the vest out as shown on the safety card and put it over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and pull tight. Once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow it.
remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. And keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for any personal items, like tablets and cell phones. When you open the overhead compartment, be careful, as items may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
mantenga contacto con sus pertenencias personales en todo momento. No deje sus equipajes